Hey, I've got a cat with me here today. She doesn't want to be here. She's swimming to get out. She's not going anywhere, is she? No, she's not. Good little pussy. You stay. Come on. Good girl. You go to sleep on my lap. But anyway, what I'm doing today is I'm going to be talking about some horror movie opinions that might be considered unpopular or controversial. So, I don't really have any plan for this video. I'm just going to get straight into it and kind of just talk about whatever comes to my head. So the first opinion that I have here, which is probably my most controversial, pardon me, that was a bit of a burp, is that Scream isn't good. In fact, I really, really hate it. A lot. I just don't like the mix between, I don't like the meta humor in it, I never found it funny, I don't like the characters, they're all just obnoxious assholes. And like, you never feel any sympathy for them, even though like, it seems as though they were intended to be sympathetic characters in some parts. I just don't like it. I'll do another video on it more in depth some other time, but I just hated it. And all other movies too, I hated them all. Next one is probably going to be a bit of a mixed bag. It's probably more like, a 60-40 thing. I know I'm in the 40% of this. And that is that The Conjuring 2 is better than The Conjuring 1. I'm not sure what I liked better. I really did enjoy the English setting. I loved that. I found it wasn't quite as scary as the first, but that was okay because it still wasn't like, not scary at all. It was still very scary. But overall, I just liked the story more. I liked the characters. I felt like they were more fleshed out and felt like they were just better characters overall than the first movie. Next up, Final Destination 5 is the best in the franchise. And I feel absolutely no shame in saying this because Final Destinations 1 and 2, like, they're all right, they're okay. 3 and 4 are just god-awful, and then 5 is just actually a really good movie, I think. I think 5 is actually like, not like a masterpiece, but I think it's a great movie. I just really enjoyed the characters in that one. I thought the kills had the best kills, best disaster of any of the Final Destination disasters, and I thought it had by far the best ending too. It was just a complete shock, and it was fantastic. Ooh, here's opening up a can of worms for this next one, and this is that Train to Busan is overrated. Very, very fucking overrated. Okay, like, I'm not a zombie movie fan, but like, this is the thing. I enjoyed Night of the Living Dead. Thought Shaun of the Dead was funny, but it's not really that focused on the zombies. I didn't like Day of the Dead at all, and like, this is the thing with zombie movies. I just don't enjoy the massive political commentary in them. I just think it's absolute bullshit. Not that. But what I'm trying to get at is that I don't like the character work in most zombie movies. I find it really, really, I don't know, just so repetitive. You've always got there's always one real dick that tries to betray everyone. There's, a bunch of disagreements, and I heard Train to Busan was one of the best zombie movies, and like I thought, oh, maybe it'll be something different, but it wasn't. It was just 2 hours of people whinging and crying, and a few spurts of moments where they get chased around on the train by zombies. I gave it 2 stars. I really didn't like it. You're not going anywhere, are you? No, she's not. No, she's not. This next one is also kind of interesting, and I feel like I don't think anyone will agree with me on this one. And that is that Spiral is the best Saw movie. Yeah, you can come and kill me right now. Unlike any of the other Saw movies, I actually really liked the characters in this one. Even though they weren't, like, particularly likable people, per se. They felt not realistic, but they felt more real and grounded than any other character in the series, I felt. And I liked it, and when stuff happened to them, it kind of sucked, because, you actually like these characters. And I thought it had the best twist by any of them. It didn't try to get too ambitious with it. It wasn't like, overly unpredictable, but it was certainly a bit of a oh, that's cool. Overall, I just loved that movie. I thought it was just fantastic, and yeah, it's funny because I put it off for a while because I watched the first 8 Saw movies and I thought, oh, they're all shit, but they're my kind of shit. I love Saw. They're so much fun to watch, aren't they? They're so much fun to watch. Daddy get a little kitty put apart. Yeah, but I really liked Saw, and Spiral just like improved upon it. And it wasn't like, you know, as gory as the other Saw movies, but it didn't need to be per se. I just thought it was really good. This is another little dangerous one I'm going to say. The Lighthouse is more of a black comedy than a horror movie. There's like 2 or 3 actual scary scenes, and while, yes, it has got a creepy atmosphere and look to it, I found myself laughing at the dark humor a lot more than I did get scared. Let's not talk about this one anymore because I'm going to be shot up against a post. This is actually one that I feel like there might be a select few people that actually agree with me on it, and that is that Orphan is one of the greatest movies of all time. Orphan from 2009, directed by John Collette Serra? Yeah, the one. Yeah, you know the one I mean. It's got really bad critic reviews. I know a lot of people hate it. I just think it's genuinely a masterpiece. It's a 5-star watch for me. Absolutely loved it. This is another one that I feel like 0% of people are going to agree with me on. Is that It Chapter 2 is much, much better than It Chapter 1. Actually, I take that back. Not much, much better, just much better. I just found it to be, you're not going anywhere. I just found it to be a lot more enjoyable. I felt like, even though it was nearly 3 hours long and It Chapter 1 was only a touch over 2 hours, I felt like the pacing was a lot better. I felt like there was always something happening and some really good character work, great adult casting, and I love the ending. I thought it has one of the greatest movie endings ever. I guess the ending of it is a little cheesy, but yeah, whatever. I just thought it was brilliant. Now, next is one that I don't hear people talk about very often, and it's a scene from a very famous movie. And it's the intro scene in Iraq to The Exorcist. I think that whole entire, it's probably like 10-15 minutes of footage when Lancaster Marin's in Iraq. I think all of that could be cut out from the movie, and The Exorcist could be just as good a movie, if not better, without a cut, because it really doesn't go anywhere. I mean, I get it. It's supposed to be a warning that doom and gloom is gonna find its way into Lancaster Marin's life, but it really doesn't go anywhere. Now, this is an interesting one. No, you're staying here. You're staying here. Now, this is an interesting one, and that is that Pet Sematary 2019 is better than Pet Sematary 1989. I love the final act of Pet Sematary 1989. I think it is terrifying. I just thought it was really good. But as a whole, I enjoyed the Pet Sematary 2019 movie more. I really liked the big change that they made. Although I wasn't as big of a fan of the ending, I still really did like it. It's just that the ending of the original, which is obviously the same ending as was in the book, is just incredible. And yeah, but overall, I just think that Pet Sematary 2019 was a more solid movie because it actually had actors in it. Pet Sematary 1989 only had one actor, and his name was Fred Gwynne, and he was glorious, wasn't he? He was glorious. You want to get squashed by a truck? Do you want to get squashed by a truck, little pussy? Do you want to get squashed by a truck? This is an interesting one. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is better than Rob Zombie's Halloween. I think this because Rob Zombie's Halloween is trying to be a half remake of John Carpenter's original movie. And the other half of the movie is literally just Rob Zombie putting in some Michael Myers backstory. And that's the part of the movie that I loved. Because Rob Zombie tried to make a remake of John Carpenter's Halloween, it wasn't good. It was bad. But I thought at least with Halloween 2, he did his own thing with it. And that's what I liked most about the first half of Halloween, the Halloween remake, is that when Rob Zombie did his own thing, I thought it was really good. And that's what Halloween 2 was. It was a crazy as batshit gore fest, naked women fest getting cut up. It's Rob Zombie, you know what I'm getting at. It's gratuitous. But yeah, I just enjoyed Halloween 2 because it felt more Rob Zombie to me. This one's probably not that controversial, but Friday the 13th is boring. It's horrible. It's not horrible, it's just bad. I found it to be just a very boring movie. I think a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people agree with me on that. It's just like, within the last 15 minutes of the movie, one of the characters is standing there, no musical cues, and spends like a 2-minute long take of her just making coffee. And it's like, it's not suspenseful. It doesn't feel like you're waiting for anything to happen. That's just one example of many. I just didn't care for that movie in the slightest, honestly. Here's one. The Nightmare on Elm Street remake is good. I said it. It's not bad. It's not great. But it's fine. Okay? It's fine. And the last little opinion that I'd like to share with you is that Carrie, the 2013 adaptation, I'm not going to call it a remake because it's not a remake, it's just another adaptation of the same book from the 1976 movie. I think it's fantastic. I think it's definitely a 4-star movie. 3.5 stars being very, very mean towards it. That I gave it 4, and I just think it's a really good movie. I think it's really well acted. Chloe Grace Moretz, yeah, she doesn't have the same kind of off-putting as Sissy Spacek or Angela Bettis, but like, it's a different take on the character, and I like a little bit of change put in. I like the fact that it's set in modern day. I thought the prom scene was just fantastic. I thought it looked awesome. There were some really good kills. And overall, it was just a really good movie. I absolutely loved Carrie 2013. So anyway, that's all of the unpopular opinions that I have for you today. My cat's trying to get off my shoulder. And I really hope that, you can agree, you can disagree with me. Whatever you think of it though, just tell me, because I'm probably going to do one dedicated to Stephen King sometime. And yeah, that'll be good. Easy! Easy! Where's the cat? Yeah, I'm glad she sat there. Got a bit of fur all over me now. That's okay. See you later.